Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So this is take number 2 because I forgot to turn my mic on again. So I haven't been uploading so much over the last few days, mainly just because I've been a bit burnt out and tired, and I just wanted to sort of sit back and have a break. So my apologies. There'll be more videos coming up, but yeah, I'm just enjoying delving and enjoying the game. So anyway, what are we doing here? Well, we are running a delve character, and I think that I had this in the stream the other day. Basically, what we're doing is we are doing a Molten Strike Jugg. Now, there's a few things that you should know about this particular character, mainly that you're not really... So I leveled up as a Jugg. Don't level as a Jugg, level as a Berserker, and then switch to Jugg after you get to delving, and you start pushing down to about level 150 or so. The reason why is Berserker sucks at delve. The aspect carnage is just terrible. The other thing is this build is currently at about 122,000 DPS per Molten Strike Magma Ball. Now, we do anywhere up to 9 Magma Balls in one hit. This comes from a Growwood Shank, and it also comes from the Dying Sun. So this gives you +2, Growwood Shank gives you +2 when you are stationary and if you've been hit, and basically we get up to 9. So if we do basic mathematics here, let's pull up a calculator. Basic mathematics is 122,000 times 9 per one strike, not bad. That is overlapping damage as well. So then we're going to have 3 strikes, because we've got mechanics at play. So you get about 3.294 million DPS, as long as the magma balls are overlapping. This is not bad DPS, and in fact this is sort of reflected through as you push down and as you fight enemies and all that sort of jazz. So it's not bad DPS, it's not very fast, it's pretty chug, as you would expect with the Jugg. It's not that great, and there's also caveats around this, you know, damage mitigation, all that sort of shit as well. So anyway, okay, as I was saying, so pretty much with this build, I wouldn't recommend this to a new player. This requires a lot of really difficult mechanics to interpret and work around, and also it's just a really slow-paced build to level up. It's specific to delve, so if you are not keen on playing delve, don't play Molten Strike Jugg. But some of the limitations that exist with this build, for example, are, pardon me, the helm. So to get Immolate, so you need to get Immolate and Concentrated Effect. The other craft that you actually need on the helm is 30% or increased elemental damage to socketed skills. This is so you can really amp your damage up. That particular helm is like 20x plus. It's not cheap, and the only way to really get it is by crafting it yourself. The other problem is in the gloves. So the optimum gloves that you need are actually double influenced Warlord and Hunter gloves that give you, and spike gloves that give you strike skills target 2 additional nearby enemies. This is a 25 Exalt set of gloves, just not feasible on this build. Pretty much everything else is obtainable. Now there are 3 different iterations of this build in particular, so you can go low life or, sorry, not Chaos Inoculation. I wouldn't recommend this as a starter, and I wouldn't recommend this even for intermediates. This is like really experienced play. Even I don't want to play it because it just seems tedious to gear up. Credit to those who have got it working, but they are not the best performing delve builds either. The best performing delve build is actually Brass Dome. We're not going to go Brass Dome just yet because we need to get the gloves and the helm to be able to get the damage out of Brass Dome, and also you need increased survivability, and it's a different tree specification for Brass Dome. But I'll put a Brass Dome variation. There's a guy called Plasma who's playing it, and he's on the top of the ladder for Molten Strike right now. We're actually going with the Chaos variant in this circumstance. So pretty much we're just going to run a Chaos Heart now. Pardon me. I am going to try and go for the implicit increased damage. You can get up to like 50 increased damage on a Chaos if you corrupt it correctly. And the other thing is I'm going to Krangle. I'm actually Krangling multiple Chaos Hearts right now because I want to see where that gets to as well. So aside from that, it's just stacking elemental damage onto your rings. The other thing is you're also going to want life on hit at some point. So in this case, I've got 1 Krangled ring with life on hit. I am running a Zoph's Blood because you will need a Zoph's Blood for Avatar of Fire. Avatar of Fire is significant to this build, and also Fire Penetration, increased life. On that, I have Divine Judgment anointed because it gives me 50% increased elemental damage, which is really important to get this build cracking. Now, for shield, I am running a Lion's Eye Remorse. This is just a really cheap shield to run. Good armor, good health, really consistent. You're already a big ass tank, slows you down by 5%, makes no real difference, and gives you increased block. For the sword, I am running a Grellwood Shank. The reason why I'm running a Grellwood Shank is obviously it gives you point blank, iron reflexes where you're stationary, and 2 additional projectiles if you've been hit recently. It's got really good attack speed and a solid amount of damage. One of the best swords that you can get, and the other thing too is we don't run Resolute Technique, so it gives you accuracy, which for the Jugg, if we look at the Ascendancy, Undeniable, actually increases your attack speed. So that's what we want out of this build. Now, I think we're in belt, all resistances, any elemental damage you can get. My boots, I've got fugitive boots that give me chaos resist and bits and pieces of everything. These aren't the best boots. You can get way better boots, but these aren't bad either. Getting something with tailwind wouldn't be bad. Outside of that, flasks. I do need to upgrade my Quicksilver Flask. I have a Dying Sun. I have a Sinner's Eternal Flask. It's just for life. You can get way better rolls. This gives me poison immunity as well. I do have a Silver Flask to give me Onslaught, and I do have a Lion's Eye Roar for that additional armor. Now, the gearing's pretty straightforward except for the gloves and the helm, but the cluster dueling is really important with this build. So, funnily enough, if you follow my tree, eventually we're going to work our way up to Elemental Overload, and we're going to try and get crit. But pretty much the big important part is this cluster duel setup, because this is where a lot of your damage is coming from. So in my case, I'm actually running Feed the Fury, Smite the Weak, and Fuel the Fight. You will need Fuel the Fight, and you will need Feed the Fury, ideally, because that leech for mana is what's going to sustain your mana. If you don't have it, you're going to have to run Life Tap, and you're going to lose damage. Now, Smite the Weak isn't optimum. I would actually rather run Blood. I think it's called Bloodletting, but it's, again, like a 20 Exalt Cluster Duel. Bloodletting allows you to generate Rage. If you can generate Rage on a Juggernaut, you've basically got a God-level build. Now, the other thing, too, with this is you'll also need 2 medium cluster duels running Repeater and Eye to Eye. This is going to give you increased projectile damage and projectile damage to nearby enemies, and increase attack speed, which is really important. The other thing that you'll notice, you'll see these little vines that are popping up on my character here. This is actually deliberate. So these are grasping vines. Now, they slow you down, but they increase your survivability, which you need in Delve. So you're going to be running a Natural Affinity small cluster duel, which is going to give you Nature's Patience. And this is going to give you gain 2 grasping vines for each second while stationary. This is going to potentially double your chance to do, give you 2% increased chance to do double damage per vine, and also give you 1% less damage taken per vine that's on you. So basically when you're standing still, you get stronger and you do more damage and you can take more damage, which is perfect for the Juggernaut because everything about the Juggernaut screams, hit me. So the other thing to note here, pretty much all of your small or all of your standard duels, you're going to want attack speed and life. I don't have an optimum one here, but I do here. So attack speed and increased attack speed with swords and with shields, and in this case resistances and no life, unfortunately. Now the other thing that I do have here as well is Watcher's Eye. This was like a 25 Chaos Watcher's Eye. Gives me fire damage leech and also increased fire damage while affected by anger because we're running anger. It's pretty much the tree. So the sequence of building this tree in particular, you're going to come down, get Born to Fight, pick Heart of the Warrior up. You're going to come down, pick up your shield nodes. This is really important here. You will need to get Corrupted Blood in this mastery zone. This is going to give you increased survivability. The other thing is we overcap all of our resistances and we get a shitload of armor as well. So then you'll come up, you'll pick up your Constitution, Life Mastery up here. We are going to get Iron Grip because we're doing projectile damage, so we want that bonus from Strength. I've come down now, my tree, I pick up Eagle Eye and I pick up Accuracy Master because I'm running Precision on this build and I'm getting 100% chance to hit, which basically means I don't need to run Resolute Technique, 100% chance to hit. And then you'll come and pick up Soul of Steel. We're going to get Armor Mastery, and we're going to get you take 30% less damage from critical strikes. This is really good when you're in Delve because you're going to get crit a fair bit. Then you come down, you'll pick up Attack Mastery. This is going to give you Strike skills attack additional enemies, which is really important for running Molten Strike. You'll also get the Fire Mastery down here. Lava Lash. You want to come up and get Vigor and Savagery, because we do run Blood Rage, so we can generate Frenzy charges, and we get about 5 Endurance charges with the current specification. You'll also pick up Golem's Blood and the Life Mastery node here and get Vitality Reservation. Now in mine I do run Call to Arms, so I can run Enduring Cry. Other builds don't do that, they map their Molten Strike to the move button. I like running Enduring Cry and having a cast when damage taken set up. And then I'll pick up Bloodless up here. Now, then I'll come back up, grab Versatility, come back up, get Glancing Blows. Now we don't need these Sanctuary nodes, some builds have them in. I actually get max block already, so I don't need them. And then we'll come up, we'll grab Holy Dominion, Divine Fervor, Discipline and Training, Precision, and Retribution, and you'll work your way up until you can get Elemental Overload. So that'll be where I go to in the eventuality. I'll probably need to rework the tree just a little bit more to get it up there a little bit sooner, but that's pretty much where you want to get to, and then you want to stack a bit of crit on and do some more damage that way. Now, gem setups. Helm, Molten Strike. I have a level 21 Molten Strike. And from having the craft on there, +1 to socket and melee gems, I have a level 22 Molten Strike. Multi-strike, elemental damage, and fire penetration. Now, where you can get awakened gems, definitely switch out for awakened gems. That's going to be really important. In the Growlwood Shank, shield charge, faster attacks, and life tap. I really like shield charge, makes it a much easier build to play. You could run Leap Slam, another option. Ancestral Protector, Second Wind, and Enduring Cry in my shield. In my boots, I'm running my Cast on Damage Taken setup, so Wave of Conviction, Molten Shell, Cast on Damage Taken, and Blood Rage. Want these all to be around level 10, or when they start to cap out, because you're going to take a lot of damage, so you can afford to take a bit more and have a bit more mature Cast on Damage Taken setup running. And then finally, Herald of Ash, Precision, Blood and Sand, and Anger. Now, with the Brass Stone builds, you'll be running Determination. You can get up to like 90,000 armor, though I don't really see the necessity of that at this very point in time. As I push down and generate more currency and delve, I'm going to build into that Brass Stone variation, but that's going to drop my life pool to about 4,200, 4,300, hopefully no less than 43, 4,500. But that'll be further down the track. That's pretty much the whole plan with this build currently. Now, where it is right now, and I'll provide the tree in the I'll provide the POB in the description. You can have a look and see how I've built it to get it up to 122,000 per magma ball. On melee strike itself, it's nearly at 200k per melee strike. Tooltip hits about 60,000, give or take, when you're actually running through. There are much stronger trees than this. This is a very, very cheap iteration of the build. It's extremely tanky, does okay damage. You can do up to T14, 15 maps okay right now. I'm going to keep pushing this damage up and keep building this build out. So in the next week, I'll have a lot more damage, probably respec it again. So keep track of that, but this is only part 1 of the progress build. But yeah, anyway, I'll put up the trees that I'm targeting. I'll put up the 3 variations of the trees, and the guys who are running them, links to their links to their pages on POE Ninja. And anyway, yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me about it. Why I'm playing Delve, the league mechanic's good. It's just not really capturing me in. And I really enjoy Delve, and I want to focus on Delve this league. That's my mechanic that I like and play. I'll do a separate video about tackling Delve and how you generate currency in Delve and everything, probably in the next week as well. But anyway, feel free to hit me with questions in the comments. And yeah, until next time, like and sub, and bye.